Hey guys, and welcome to another edition of Head to Head here on Always Wolves. And it is, in fact, Wolves' last home game at Molineux of the season against informed Crystal Palace, who are, I thought we were going to definitely finish above them, but they're in absolute fire at the moment, beating United 4-0, during the week. And I'm delighted to be joined by Patrick from the Class, fellow Talk Sport fan network podcast, the Back of the Nest podcast. How you doing, Patrick?
I'm great, Dave. Very nice to meet you.
Absolutely. Now, if you are listening to this on the podcast and not on YouTube, I can tell you that Patrick's backdrop is worth popping onto YouTube for, because literally we are just saying before we started, it's a proper homage to Palace, isn't it?
Yeah, very much. So I've got a couple of signed jerseys. I've got a bunch of scarves and flags, and basically, I've been a fan since the early '70s. Whatever I had back then, I've basically put in this room and made it a homage to Palace. Yes.
It really is. And mate, you know, Hodgson has gone. You've got the new manager in, and since he's come in, your fortunes have changed totally. Is that partly due to the manager, or partly due to getting players back fit, or a bit of both?
I'm going to be honest. I was always I really appreciate what Hodgson did for Palace as far as keeping us up, because the first season he came, we were basically relegated under De Boer, and he kept us up, and he did a great job even last season keeping us up. But to be honest with you, we had to change the style of play that we had. We had too many really good attacking players not to be better. But yes, in part of it was injuries, but he has totally changed. The mindset is totally 100% more positive. The formation, the 3-4-3, allowing Eze and Elise to be dual 10 with Mateta scoring goals for fun. Defensively, we go three in the back with wing back. So yes, there with injuries. Gay, he's been out for a lot of the time. Elise and Eze have been in and out. John Stone, the goalkeeper for England, he's been out. Decore, our best defensive midfielder, been out. But credit to Glassner. The mindset change, the formation change, everything that he's done has really made us a much better side. And you can tell by our results. I mean, you just mentioned the United game, but Newcastle we beat Liverpool, we beat West Ham. It's been a transformation that no one really saw coming. I hoped it would happen, but so.
Because for a little while there, you were a little bit worried about the old R word, the relegation word, and you've literally put the boosters on and just gone woof, well away from
Yeah,
that.
yeah. When he joined us, we were 5 points off relegation. We're now 17 points off relegation. It's
So yeah,
ridiculous.
and
11 matches.
things are looking up. So if he's made that impact in such a short period of time, um, if you have a good summer, you could be, end the season well, start the season well next year. You've got to be a lot more optimistic about the future under Glassner. Yeah.
That's the hope. I mean, definitely. I can't wait to see him have a full training camp with the players during the preseason. And obviously, we're going to be losing a few players probably. So him to identify who he wants to bring in and change the squad by adding two or three is going to make it even more exciting. Remember, he won a Europa League with Eintracht Frankfurt, so he's got pedigree as a European manager. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll do well next season.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's got really, really good pedigree. So, who do you think you'll lose next season? Then, who are you expecting to go out the door? Any big ones? Because a bit like Wolves, really, we're expecting probably one or two big exits that are going to bring in quite a bit of money, but then can be hopefully reinvested into make, because our squad's quite small and we've suffered probably a little bit like you guys.
Right.
When losing a lot of key players at the same time, you've the form's dipped, and we're starting to get some of them back now. But like our squad depth has really hurt us. So, who are you expecting to go out the door? Any big ones?
I'm not expecting. I'm fearful that the way Olise has been playing and Eze, they would be the main two leaving.
Yeah,
They
they've
both
been
have release
brilliant.
clauses. I mean, yeah, I mean, you've heard Man City, Man United, Arsenal being linked with them. Also, Mark Gay, he was injured. He was back for United. Once again to
Did
the Euro
he
squad.
scored, didn't he?
No, actually the goals were scored by Mitchell and Olise got two
Okay.
and Mateta got one. But he came
Yeah.
on and played really well second half, which was nice to see him back. I'm afraid he might leave. He hasn't signed a new contract. Again, he's been linked to some top clubs. And I think now basically, I don't think we'll lose Olise and Eze. I think it'll be one or the other. But again, I also know that I can tell that Eze and Olise love playing under Glassner. So there's a small chance we can keep both of them, but we'll see.
Yeah, when you get that front three on the pitch together, they are dangerous. That's for sure. You've got such attacking, and you've also hit a real vein of form. And there's obviously clearly confidence running through the team. What have you made? What have you made of Wolves this year?
Very impressed with what Gary O'Neill did. I was quite shocked when Lopetegui left when he did, and then you hired O'Neill based on what he had done before at Bournemouth. But I've been very impressed with with how what he has done. I mean, I know you guys again. You've had injuries. You lost some players. You lost the player went to Man City, obviously the midfielder. But I've been very
Nunez.
impressed with what he's done. Yeah, I've been very impressed. I mean, I didn't think you guys would be basically. You never really had a fear of relegation entire season. Had some really great results early on. But no, I think he's done a great job. And again, not having Neto for a lot of that time is been even more impressive because again, I think Neto is one of the best players in the league. I know he's been linked to a lot of top clubs, and not to have him for a large part of the season has been. So I think O'Neill's done a really good job with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, yeah, Neto, he's been with us for 5 years, but he's been injured
Right.
for 50% of the time. He keeps getting
Mad.
injured. On his day, he's unplayable, really. But we also lost Wang to the Asia Trophy,
Asian,
Asia
yes.
tournament. He came back, got a hamstring. Kuna got injured after his hat trick against Chelsea, and then
Yeah.
the week before we played Coventry in the quarter final, Neto got injured again and
Wow.
Bellegarde did his knee, so we only had one forward. And
Man.
so the Bellegarde came back last week. Uh,
Okay.
Kuna about 3 weeks ago. Wang about 2 weeks ago. There's a possibility we might have Neto back for this game, but I can't
Okay.
imagine him starting.
Right.
He's been on the grass, so it's a bit like when we haven't been able to get primarily our front three on the pitch at the same time, one or the other, or two, or in certain cases all three have been injured, and it just goes to show when you've managed to get your primary front three on the pitch, all of a sudden you start scoring goals and you're frightening because you've not just got one danger player, you've got three, and that's been a bit like us. So yeah, I think Neto on his day is thinking if he does play against Palace, I think he'd probably be off the bench because
Okay.
he won't be match fit, and then we've only got one more game left, which is Liverpool.
Yeah.
Liverpool away. Who you got last match of the season, by the way?
Villa, you're good old Aston Villa in the last game at home.
Aston Villa at home. It's a tough place to go. Selhurst Park. It's a really tough place to go. What did you think about the what's that football program that it's filmed at?
Ted
God,
Lasso.
Ted Lasso, because
Love it.
it's
Love
yeah,
it.
it's they've done some of the filming down there.
Yeah.
It's Selhurst Park they use, isn't it?
It is. It's brilliant. I mean, I watched it a lot when I flew. I was back in England for December for a few Palace matches. I watched it on the plane going back just to catch up on stuff. And Jason Sudeikis is so funny. I thought the show was brilliant. Well done. Some of the main character, a little bit of Roy Keane type character. It's really really good. I loved it. In fact, it got a little red and blue Palace part. It makes it even more likable for me.
Well, and I binge watched it. Who's your favourite Ted Lasso character?
I think Roy. Roy is probably my
I
favorite.
think I'm
Yeah.
the same. Like,
Yeah.
He
Exactly. The
it's just
dialogue is brilliant.
he's a hard man with a soft in a thing.
100%. Yeah, with his niece. Exactly. Yeah.
I
Exactly.
quite
Yeah.
like that scene where he was being a pundit and he started saying that. So they were like
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant,
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
Really well written show.
If anyone's not watched the Ted Lasso, you need to watch it. It's
Very,
absolutely
very good.
it's
Very good.
absolutely fantastic. So, what can Wolves expect at the weekend from Palace? You say you're 3-4-3 pretty much
Yes.
formation,
Yeah.
similar
So
to
that
Wolves.
yeah, so that allows us to push up our wing backs, Tariq Mitchell on the left and Daniel Munoz to play. We got in the winter window, Colombian international. It's been really great. Our back three consists of right now Chris Richards, Joakim Anderson, and Nathaniel Klein. But as I mentioned before, now that Gahey's fit, I'm thinking he'll start on Saturday because he needs to get fit again for the Euros. A midfield two of them has been brilliant. Adam Wharton we got from Blackburn. Oh my days, he's been so good. What a steal we got him for. People always talk about him going to Euros, which I think is a little bit too close, but he's been brilliant
Yeah,
for
I
us this
saw
season.
that. BBC put something out on it, didn't they?
Yeah,
It was,
too
yeah,
early.
yeah.
Too early. But he's a very good player. And then Will Hughes next to him has been a very good calming for him. And then again our front three. Again, so far this season we've had them 6 matches, Olise, Eze, and Mateta. We've won 5 and lost only 1. But under Glassner, they played 3 games together and won all 3: Liverpool, West Ham, and Man United. So you're gonna have to be aware of the interchange between Olise, Eze, and Mateta. Mateta's form has been ridiculous. His 12 goals this season, 11 under Glassner in 9 games. He has been
11 in
absolutely
9
phenomenal.
games.
11 in 9. Let me just double check. Is it 11 in 9? Yeah, 11 in 9. Yeah. Sorry.
Wow.
Yeah, no, sorry. 9 in 11 under Glassner. 11 in 21 this season.
That's still pretty impressive.
And he scored I think he scored 5 last season, 1 in his first season. I mean, Glassner's been, and to his credit, Roy definitely had him playing better, but Glassner take him to a new level. Basically, we press high, we win the ball higher at the pitch, and then now you've got less of the pitch to worry about attacking. So be aware of the press. We have these pressing triggers where we'll look to press high. A lot of assists we've gotten to Mateta have been from our defensive players, Chris Richards, Anderson, or maybe Mitchell, just pressing the ball, winning the ball, get the ball forward right away, and then all of a sudden we're springing an attack. That's how we scored the goal against United. But look out for that. But Eze and Elisa were going to be a problem for you because again they've been so good together. They have an ability to play together that is ridiculous. They're very skillful.
You feel like they're just instinctive players and so in
Yeah,
tune with each other.
and they get along, and they're like best friends. I mean, I watch a lot of the Palace content. They play chess together. They hang out together. They go out. They're just really best mates, and I think that really you can see it on the pitch. But again, the issue's been they've both been injured quite a bit this season. But under under the system that he played, the dual 10s has been absolutely. It's been brilliant. It's been really brilliant on there.
I'm not going to lie, that does concern me a little bit because we haven't got Craig Dawson. He's out.
I
He's
noticed that.
had a
Yeah.
groin, and we've missed him. His experience at the back. He's not the fastest, but he's a wily old character, and he knows how to sort of like position and talk, and he's been
Right.
around the block. And Santiago Bueno is a Uruguayan. He's sort of like been back up, and he got injured as well. So he's kind of just coming back, and we were defensively against City. We were taken apart. We did start with a back four, Kilman and Totti Gomez. We haven't got much past that in defence.
Okay.
So I think we probably will play a 3. I think it might be a bit of a matchup, actually. I think it might be a 3. I mean, from obviously Neto may or may not play, but who else has impressed you from the Wolves team that you've seen much of? It doesn't have to be forwards. Is anyone else that stood out for you, or that's the main thing that the front lot, Wang, Kuna, and Neto if he's fit?
I've heard a lot about Kilman. Kilman's been very good. I mean, I heard there might rumors he might be leaving. He's a very good centre half. I think he on his day, I think, is a very good player. I think Mateta will have some issues with him. Mateta played really well against Van Dijk and against Zuma and even against Casemiro, who's not a defender, obviously. But that would be an interesting matchup, him against Mateta. But yeah, I like Kilman. But again, I can't get past your attacking players because I used to coach. I love attacking players. I mean, I think Cunha, Wang are very good players. And again, if Neto plays, definitely one to watch because he's just a very good player.
Absolutely. Some of the Wolves fans might disagree with you about Kilman. He has
Interesting.
been linked away. He's skillful on the ball. He does get caught out sometimes. His captain is quite quiet for a captain. Still a
Okay.
young defender. That's thing. He gets a bit exposed when he's in a 4. Better in a 3, I think. Haaland ripped him apart last week. Where he ripped. I mean,
Everyone. He ripped us apart. Yeah.
It's like a cyborg. So,
Yeah.
so it's going to be interesting. But I do like Kilman. I think he's an honest player. Totti Gomez, we got 900,000 from. He's really developed. He's got into the Portugal squad, hopefully for the Euros. We use our wing backs really well. Semedo has been Mr. Consistent this year. He's defensively improved a lot. And we've got one win back, Ryan Nuri, that's so skillful. He's so quick and so skillful. He's been amazing. He's just insanely skillful. So
Okay.
you'll look out for Ryan Nuri. But I think it's going to be quite interesting because I think it's going to be, we like to win the ball back high if we can. Very similar to you, and I think it's going to be
Interesting.
very two
I
similar
like it. Yeah.
teams that kind of are going to go at it. We like teams to come onto us and break into the space and use the space behind. But we do like to trigger the press when we can, and if we can win it back in that final third. And it seems because you've got blistering pace in your team as well, and it's going to be an interesting one in terms
It
of
will be tactically. Yeah.
how that's going to bite, because I think the teams are going to be very sort of evenly matched. Now, look, at the end of the day, Palace were well behind Wolves. You're now level on games with us, 36 games, and you're only 3 points behind us. And there is like 2.5 million pounds a place.
There is.
And
Yep.
I was thinking about a week or two back, worst we can finish is 13th. If Palace were to beat us at the weekend, and then you've got a home game against Aston Villa, and we're away at Liverpool, we could drop as low as 14th. I think even if you beat us the weekend, we'd still stay above you because our goal difference is slightly better, I think.
I don't think it is
But
anymore. I think we're -8. What are you? You're -11?
oh, right. Have we gone below you on goal difference
Yeah,
then?
we've scored a lot of goals lately and not conceded a lot. Yeah, last 4 or 5 games.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So you could go, you could go above us at the
Yeah.
weekend if you beat us. So that brings me to asking you your gut feeling, your score prediction for the game.
So the first match we beat you 3-2. You guys got the late goal, but obviously I was under Hodgson. But I'm really feeling good about how we're playing. Obviously, having beaten United, Newcastle, West Ham, and Liverpool, I'm going in with the confidence, and more importantly, not me. The manager is confident. He won't go in there looking for what we call a free hit or looking not to get the points. He's already said he wants to win the rest of the matches. So I'm going to go a Palace 2-1 win. 2-1
So you're
Palace.
going for a 2-1. I'm
Yeah.
still making my mind up on the game, but judging on what you've said, I think there could be. I think it could be like a really high scoring game because
That's
I'm
possible.
not. I don't. How good's your defense? Or is it
Uh,
because just your attack is your form of defense?
no, we've got 3 clean sheets in our last 5. We've only conceded 3 goals against teams, again, the likes of Liverpool, West Ham, Newcastle, Fulham, and Man United. So our defense has gotten much better. Dean Henderson's in goal, as I mentioned, because Sam Johnston has been injured. He's been really good. So, no, our defense has actually been really playing better. And that's been without Mark Gahey, who I expect to be in the lineup on Saturday. So, yeah, so been very good.
So yeah, very very positive. And Palace, as usual, will bring up from London a full contingent, and
Yeah,
at least both teams go into this game, well away from danger. Knowing we're going to be in the Premier League, it
yeah,
can be a bit of got nothing to lose really. Can be quite an open game. Hopefully, it's an entertaining game. And we'll see how it pans out. I mean, I hope we do get a result against you. Because I really want to hold on to that extra 2.5 million pounds because we,
yeah,
we
yeah.
we need it after the summer that we've had with FFP and profit and sustainability not being able to spend, and we need to invest into the squad. So 2.5 million could go a very long way. Finally, Patrick, how can people discover the Back of the Nest podcast?
So Back of the Nest is available on YouTube. You just do a search for Back of the Nest. We do a live match reaction after the games. We do a preview, opposition preview, and Palace news. And also you can find it, download the podcast. I know it's on Spotify and Apple. So again, just look for Back of the Nest, NEST, one word. So
Yeah, it's a good name, that, isn't it? Back of the Nest being with
Eagles.
the Eagles and everything
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
My favorite NFL team, by the way, is Philadelphia
Don't
Eagles.
say it. Oh no, I'm a New York Giants fan, but I'll forgive you for that, Dave.
Oh no, yeah. Do you know what it is? It's that Mark Wahlberg film. 8
Of
years.
course. Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought you
It's
might
a
be
great
a
film.
Philly Eagles because I mean I could understand why New York because you've worked in New York a lot and stuff, and you
Right.
spent a lot of time in New
Biggest
York. But
rivals, so I can't be a Philly. They're our biggest rivals in football, so I can't be a football.
is that right?
Yeah, Philadelphia, Washington, Dallas are in our division, and so yeah, if you're a New York Giants fan, you cannot be a Philadelphia Eagles fan.
Yeah,
FYI.
Eagles. Hold on, I'll show you something in a second.
No worries.
Hold on. There's my little Eagles.
There you go. But I will say my son lives in Philadelphia, so I've got a soft spot for them when they're not playing us. My son lives in Philadelphia now, so there is that.
Yeah, so
Great
like
town.
the one Eagles I do support.
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Fantastic.
Good for you.
Listen, Patrick, it's been an absolute joy to have you on the show. Thank you so much for giving up your time. Much appreciated. And guys, do check out the Back of the Nest podcast, Fella Talk Sport Fan Network podcast as well. And yeah, we'll look forward hopefully to speaking to you again obviously next season.
Definitely, no worries. Appreciate it.
All the best, mate.
You too.